Hello, ladies. Hello. I am checking on my own feed, and I did not even receive notification that I'm live, but here I am, and I am live. All right. Okay. Well, first of all, hold on. Let me. Oh, I do not want. How do I mute myself? Hold on. Oh, I can't do this. No, stop it. I can't listen to myself. This is awful. Okay. Oh my God, I can't. This is so weird. But the thing is, I can't read your comments. I don't think I can. I'm going to be watching. There is like a comment chat right here. But for some reason, I can't. Oh, I know, because like yesterday I was in the wrong place for it. Okay, I'm gonna create a banner here. Happy Thanksgiving. There we go. So we are festive. There we go. There we go. How does that sound? I love that I can create banners. I'm still testing this program. It's really awesome. But anyway, ladies, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in the group. Thank you for following me. Thank you for everything. Couple of things before I elaborate on the subject, how to still feel and be sexy during the time when you eat a lot and like usually you want to sleep, right? I want to say and talk on the subject of gratitude and why is it important to be thankful in the first place? And considering the roots of Thanksgiving, it's a place to really be grateful to not only, and most of you are in fact living in the United States, and most of you are in fact living in the best country, in the sense of there are so many opportunities here in the United States. And I know what I'm talking about because I came from Russia and I honestly did not see future for myself in Russia. Not that it doesn't exist. I just knew that in my heart, I would have to overcome a lot of jumps and struggles. And not that I don't have to do it here. It's just more streamlined and more organized to make it easier on people, where in Russia you at least back in the days, it was really hard to get through the even like the social establishments. Even like in order to get a passport, you can't just mail it in. You have to stand in line for an hour to go, so they put a stamp in your passport. So it's really a lot of hustle, unnecessary hustle that's required in any other countries. But in the United States, it's all organized. There is like main database. It's all streamlined. You like apply for this permit. Like all you need to do is fill out things online, where if I was in Russia, I would have to stand in line with all that bureaucracy nonsense and deal with all of that. And it would have been so much harder for me to even start a business, for example, right? So what I'm bringing to the point here is you are so blessed to be living in the United States where things are done. And what's hurting me the most is seeing all these people who are protesting that they're not being treated right, or this or that. And it's really like it hits me, and I'm gonna express my opinion because I'm not gonna reserve myself on that, right? Is that these people don't even appreciate what they have. They have no idea where they live and what opportunities are in front of them, and all they see is lack. And they have no idea how it is to live in other countries and not have even basic human rights. In some countries, women have no voice or no choice, or they're being put into marriage by force, or like they don't have those choices. United States have the choices and freedoms, and yes, it's not perfect, and it's never perfect anywhere you go. but you have way more choices here, and there's much more openness to your success, and all you need to do is to really go for it and work at it, and you'll achieve. And that's why so many people are successful in the United States, because there is so many opportunities for us, people and women, to succeed in anything that we do. And I'm bringing the point forward that you really want to be thankful for this. You cannot take this for granted. Every time I sit down in the morning and I say my prayers and say my gratitude, and I'm grateful to be living in the United States, I'm grateful for the airplanes to be in existence, I'm grateful for having a business, I'm grateful for my team that is helping me really put my message forward and help other women. And it's such a blessing to have the opportunities that we have here in the United States that other countries don't have. And don't ever take that for granted. The fact that you're living here in the United States is huge. And so to me, that is mainly what this holiday is about. And yes, it is about the food, and yes, it is about, you know, celebrating the ancestors and the history and the whole pilgrimage thing, how, and the freedom, but it's kind of have this other special meaning for me as well. It's not something that we celebrated in Russia, and I mean, honestly, I'm like, this is my home more than Russia now. Like, I almost lived here in the United States more than I lived in Russia. I left Russia, well, I'm not that old yet. But it's like everything I've learned in my adult life is I learned in the United States, right? So to me, this is like and it is the land of opportunities, and it still is. And unfortunately, so many of us not seeing it that way, and take things for granted, not appreciating what we have, not appreciating all the freedoms that we have. Happy Thanksgiving, yes. Oh my God, you know what? Your comment says 1212. You know that I have a thing for numbers. If you followed me, I have a thing for numbers. 1212. Oh my God, this is so cool. Yeah. So having this really, I want for all of you, if you're tuning into this video, I want for all of you to sit back and really, really feel in your soul that you are living in the most abundant, with money and with opportunities and with freedoms, in the most abundant country of the entire world. I know this, and I'm telling you this. I've traveled, and I know I do not want to live anywhere but United States. I do not want to live anywhere but United States. And yes, other countries are beautiful, but I want to be a citizen of United States. Even though I'm not a natural citizen, I'm so proud to be a citizen of United States, because there are so many opportunities and so much abundance. And yes, there are beautiful places of the world, and it doesn't make me not want to travel there and enjoy those places, but I really want for United States to be my home, right? And because I'm so blessed. And yes, there are things that are not going right, and yes, there are problems, and yes, it's not perfect, but it's so much better than anywhere else in the world. And a lot of people who live in the United States who complain that, like, this is not right, the politics not right, we're being forced this and we are being forced that, and the elections are not right. Like, yes, I get it, but it's everywhere else you go as well. And if not worse. United States has much more freedoms to stand up for our own opinions and stand up for our own rights. And everywhere in the world, it's not like that. It's not like that. So I want for you to sit back and really say thank you for living here, being here, for having all the opportunities and having the blessings that you do have, but for just simply because whether you were born here, and if you traveled, you'll understand. If you travel, you'll understand how lucky, how blessed you are. Every time I travel to another country and I come back to United States, I'm like, there's this warm, fuzzy feeling that washes over me, that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so blessed to be living here, to have home here, to have so much appreciation for the cleanliness of the streets, for the systems that are set up in a very convenient way for me. And most of it is online. I don't have to travel to go anywhere. It's convenience. It's set up for people to live life, right? I'm so blessed for availability of like transportation and Ubers, and the roads and don't have holes in them, and the people not driving crisscross ways without any rules. And I'm just like, and every time I see like there's bathrooms everywhere I go in the United States, like it's not like, and I'm the one who needs to pee all the time. It's not like that in other places, right? And so every time and yes, and I'm guilty too, by being here for a while, I start to forget and start take things for granted as well. But every time I travel outside, and that's actually one of my kind of those things where I want to travel outside so I can experience the contrast and I can appreciate the United States again and rekindle my passion and love for United States again, right? So every time I land, I was like, oh my God, thank you. There's my favorite like chain of restaurants that I can go and grab my favorite food, and it wasn't available in that country that I traveled, right? And even like Europe, as much as I wanted to travel to Europe, I thought Europe was the shit. I thought Europe was great, and I was like, oh, United, like before I traveled and visited Europe, I was like, oh, I gotta go to Europe. I want to explore. And I was disappointed. I thought it was better than United States, and it's not. And I was missing United States food. I was missing the coffee, the Americanos. Like I was missing so much. I've never eaten so much pasta and bread in my life when I went to Italy. And it's just like, oh, I just love the diversity of cultures that we have here. So today, I want for us to really sit back and have this sense of gratitude for what we have and what we all have created, and we had our own input, and our ancestors had our own input into creating this culture. So I want for you to really be grateful for that. Now, moving on to how do you feel sexy during Thanksgiving? So let me share with you. We are going to my husband's sister. She is making some dinners, and everyone who's attending is bringing their own food, and we are bringing mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. By the way, mashed potatoes is my favorite food. I love mashed potatoes, right? Yeah, so every time, and if you didn't know, I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat or turkey, so I don't care for that. My husband does, though. My son is also vegetarian, so we don't eat any meat or fish, but there's still lots of foods that on Thanksgiving table that I admire and I love and enjoy eating, right? And so every time and I'm sure, and I'm telling you this story because I know it's the same for you. I know it's the same for you. That you go and have this big party and have the family, and you stuff yourself when your belly is like this, and all you want to do is like just sit on the couch and just like disconnect and chill and like go to sleep, right? That's what lots of food and heaviness in the tummy does to us. It's natural. So how do you stay sexy and feel sexy during that time? Well, for once, and as much as you don't want to hear that, don't overeat. Don't overeat. It's okay to eat a little more, and it's okay to enjoy more food. But if you really stuff yourself, you'll have no desire or motivation to feel sexy at all, and that's not cool, right? So, and then you'll have to open up your belly and like unzip your pants and like let it hang, right? At least that's how it is for me, right? So don't overeat. That's not a good thing, period. Like it's okay to enjoy food in moderation, and it's okay to try all things that are available to just indulge in the taste and the comfort of the food, but you don't have to eat massive portions because it's only going to make you feel stuffed and unmotivated, and you would want to go to bed, right? So that's rule number one. right? Rule number 2, you want to wear something that is not stiffening, right? So if you're wearing a dress, make sure it's not so much skin tight dress. It has a little looseness to it. It doesn't have to be super loose. But what that's going to make you feel is that if you do, in fact, end up eating a lot during Thanksgiving dinner, you're not going to feel like you're busting out of your clothes, right? You're not gonna feel guilty for eating that because there is a little room, and you're still gonna feel like, okay, I ate and I'm still comfortable, and you're not gonna be judging yourself for eating too much, right? So that's another thing. So we want to eat in moderation. Doesn't mean that you have to say no to all the beautiful and yummy things that's on the table. Just eat little small portions to not overstuff. Like, I'm sure we all can tell a difference when we are forcing ourselves to eat. Like, it's just not fitting anymore. Like, don't force yourself. It's never a good idea, right? And second, we're somewhat of and yes, we're pretty close, but on the loose side, like on the loose side, so you don't feel like you're really stuffed and you're not fitting in within the clothes, because it will make you feel guilty for eating, and that's not nothing sexy about being guilty for eating, and it does not, it does not bring you the pleasure and excitement, right? It's only the negative self-talk that we actually don't want to generate. So that's number 2, right? Number 3, actually create a plan. So if you have a partner and you want to continue the night, it's a good idea to have a plan on what it is that's going to happen and start playing the game now, right? Start kind of putting the hints on, and you can even wear something sexy underneath your dress. Again, you don't want to stiffen yourself, like, so no corsets, none of that. Get yourself something that's a little bit more on the looser side, but still sexy, so you can kind of feel sexy. And if you want to continue the party when you get home with your partner, you can. And you're already kind of ready, right? So that's another mental preparation that is good to have. For most, Thanksgiving is more like a relaxation and family time, where you don't really, and again, it's not true for everyone, but a lot of us think that Thanksgiving is literally just to have lots of food and just lay on the couch and do nothing. If that's like that for you, that's great. That's totally fine. And that could be one day you can skip being sexy, right? But since a lot of you feel like that's something of a special occasion, and no, you should use that to your advantage, so why not to use that to your advantage, right? And would be nice to do something really neat for your partner. So I know we all girls and we want to be treated right with candles and roses and stuff, right? But guys like that stuff too, and they want to feel appreciated, and that's kind of like your way of saying thank you for them to be with you in your life, right? So it doesn't have to be a gift. It could be lighting up a candle, popping the champagne or a bottle of wine, and just like doing the cheers, and even just do something simple like that will kind of set the mood for, like, hey, this is not a regular day. What are we celebrating with the champagne, right? And do you really need to have anything to celebrate? You already have the most precious gift of life, which is life itself, right? And another precious gift, which is your partner. So there's lots of things to celebrate, and just having the family is something really cool to celebrate as well. So these are a couple of tips. If you have other tips, please share them in the comments. Absolutely love to hear what you got. And I will see you girls later. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Mwah. Love you.